Alright, so last night we were running missions and then we realized a few things because we started salvaging. We weren't salvaging the missions and then we brought a salvaging ship and then we started salvaging. And then we noticed that most of the money came from salvaging actually. So even just level 1 missions, they can be really good. You could salvage something for like 228,000. I think we just did like a one rogue mission and then we just salvaged like $2 million worth of things. So there wasn't any loot. The drone missions, I think they're only salvage. Drones don't drop any items, you salvage them. And then also the security level seems to make a huge difference for how much rewards the agents give you. Because if you were to go to like mission agents, security agents, and if you go to level 1, if you were to go look at a 0.9 system, or if you were doing the missions in a 1.0 system, you'd be getting less rewards. That's why we flew to a 0.6 system. It's actually over here we were doing the jobs and he was giving us like 18 loyalty points and like 36 loyalty points. But then as soon as you go to 0.6 or 0.5, if we go over here we'd be getting even better rewards. Basically, I think usually I wouldn't get these until I be doing security level 2 missions or something. That's how crazy the rewards are. I mean, there is ones with less rewards, but that one's a pretty decent reward. It's like 60,000, 60,000, 73,000. This is just a level 1, so if you're looking to do missions for agents, just go to a lower level security and the rewards will be higher. But then also we're going to look at the ship, right? Because we had the Tristan. Well, we're going to be doing those missions, then we're going to salvage them and see what we got. The Tristan's pretty good. I just got the two light electron blasters that they gave you, and then just the antimatter charges, and then just the usual shield afterburner, web of fire, 1 overdrive, and then we actually put this thing. It increases your ship's armor, right? If you look at the defense, 805 armor, we disable it, 517 armor. So I guess these increase your armor. We just found it, we looted it off of an enemy. So a lot of the things, we just kill enemies for them. And then if we look at the Atron, so actually I imagine any frigate that has like 4 high slots you could just use. You could just throw 4 salvagers on here. I think that's what we did. Because we had them on the Tristan that it had 3 spots, but then that means that we'd have to go dock and then refit it and then go back out there. But this one has 4. Eventually, we're going to be working to the catalyst. It should be training in a little bit, right? If we look at our training queue, frigate level 3 is going to be done in like 5 hours. Destroyer 1 will be done in 33 minutes. And then we'll be able to use something with 8 high slots, right? If we look at the catalyst, look at the fitting, high power slots 8. So just like I did with the Caldari, I guess, we put that one ship, we had 4 salvagers, 4 tractor beams because it had 8 slots. So we could do the same thing for this race too. And then this would maybe be for drones or something. Traits, drone hit points and damage, drone max velocity, small hybrid turrets. So maybe we could just put a bunch of drones on here mainly and put some other salvaging. We're not sure. Maybe we'll just have a combat ship and a salvaging ship like we did before. But essentially, we're just going to do this mission here. We're going to go do the combat. And then I think we're going to just salvage it. We just got like 1 afterburner on him. We didn't spend too much time. So if we accept the mission, security level 1, you had a really hard mission, I guess. Make contact with the operation and location set destination. So it's just next door. And then we could also accept this one too, right? So we might as well accept both of them. We have 2 hours to do that one, 4 hours to do this one. So we didn't actually get our social skill up yet. Oh, we got our negotiation up. That's all right. Then maybe these will give us more pay. I think we just have to learn those though. I think we just wanted the ship first, wanted the destroyer, and then the drones were leveling up to get more drones out there. So we got 2 days on the queue, so we accepted the missions. Now we could go do the missions. So we undocked from the station. And then there was a storyline. And then we found event agents. We were wondering what they were. They They were just by our starting place, literally where you start the game, where the career agents are. You just jump one jump out. And then in the station, there was a event agent, and then she led us all around. And then apparently there was an important storyline mission in the middle of it. But it was just all delivery missions. It was just like fly over here, and then she made us fly to a whole bunch of places. Oh, and then she made us fly back to the starting point where we could start the event all over again, I believe. So this one's inside the system, this one's outside the system. I think we're just going to fly and then get to the battle point, and then we're going to destroy them and see how much loot. Because the bounty was alright. It's just there's so many ships you could destroy so quickly, right? It's on level 3 or level 2, you'd be there forever attacking enemies, so we're not 100% sure. Level 1 seems pretty sweet. We just got the 2 agents in the 0.6 system. Alright, so apparently we just have to retrieve the scientists, although maybe something's gonna go amiss, so we, well, I don't want to put the drones. What if they get destroyed? So we could launch the drones? We could only put 2 drones out. You cannot launch them. Oh, there's the scientists, loot all. Oh, mining outpost. Please let us go to the mining outpost as far as you can. So, mining drones. So these are just drones, one at 3.7k. So I wonder why the reward was so great. If we could just destroy the drones or something. Because we're an armor ship, so we could put the afterburners on the drones. You could set them to engage the target. And I think we just wanted to loot this. So we're losing a whole bunch of power. Those guys are pretty strong. Although they haven't even gotten to our shields yet, right? So we could web them, and we could shoot them with the guns and hopefully destroy them. And then we could see what happens, see what the loot is, because I think if we salvage everything here, hopefully some more guys come. So basically we come here. I think they take a while to destroy, but once we get the destroyer, this should be a lot easier to destroy. We're not sure. We still have to check out the frigates and all of the destroyers. Check out everything for all of the classes. Now the mining drone's just about destroyed, so I'm not sure. It didn't seem like there was actually too many guys here, right? It's just those 3 guys that spawned. Huh. So it's just a simple quest with a huge reward for some reason. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, if there's more guys, you could always just fight the guys. So there wasn't anything in here. So why is it showing loot? Huh. Anyways, I think we're just going to finish trying to destroy these things. And then once we're done, we're just gonna come back and try salvaging. So maybe we've already recorded so much combat things. We can't fly towards him because there's something in the way. There's nothing in the way. Alright, so there's only 4 wrecks at this mission. We're probably gonna go to the other mission. There was a lot more drones over there, but you could see we already earned like 300,000. We set destination, or we just jump through the Stargate. So we just have our salvaging ship here. We just got our afterburners. So we looted something worth like 5,000, just some metal scraps. Should we right click sort by estimated price first? Here we go. So we got one of these things. Basically, if you salvage this thing from an enemy, that's 228,000. And that's pretty good. 50,000. So sometimes you will get those afterburners that are worth like 680,000, or those guns that are worth like 400,000, or that other piece that is worth 1 million. But I guess the salvage is really good too, because we're gonna go to the drones. This wasn't even a good drone mission, right? The one drone mission we went to, there was probably like 50 drones we had to destroy, probably more of that considering what our bounty was at the end of it. Basically we got like 230,000 bounty, and then we looted like 2 million of salvage. And items, the drones, they never drop items. That's why you have to salvage them, I guess. So I guess even if we're going to these scanners looking for emerging drone targets, maybe they would make sense now if we actually were to go salvage them. We can see all these ships here. We don't have tractor beams, but actually, once we get our new ship in 4 hours and 23 minutes, we will be able to put tractor beams on here. But essentially, we can just fly to the targets and unlock them. And then our ship, since it's a close combat, all the loot is usually close together, right? So we can just start trying to salvage these ships. We can see what do they get. Go to our inventory with 315,000. So we found out about drones. Oh, there's like 50,000 right there. We just salvaged one drone. They don't always give everything, I guess. But maybe drones give a higher chance to salvage better things. Figure that out. If we go in range, we can try salvaging. So you have to be within 5,000 kilometers to try to salvage anything. So we found that out. So sometimes you will get, oh, 434,000, we just made bank, right? Well, considering bank, we made 66,000 just for doing nothing. So that's a pretty good loot drop. Yeah, then we'll just come back when we're done salvaging cheese. Maybe we'll record the other video when we go to that mission, because usually you just fly to the sky gate, or the Stargate, then you get swarmed by the guys, and then you just fly off. Actually, we decided to stay there and actually see how many drones show up, and then we looted them, and then it was well worth it. All the drones, they just dropped in like one hit too. So we'll just finish salvaging this, and then maybe we'll come back to it another clip in a bit. We're just gonna see how much salvage we get from this mission that didn't even have too many enemies. Just like this one. It just depends on how far the enemies are, if we could salvage them. So let's sit here. So it is pretty sweet. There's like 604,000. We just made bank from that salvage. We would have just left that here, right? Basically, if the missions were gonna give us like 400,000, and the loot didn't give us anything, right? The loot was barely anything. And there we go, 939k, just from a little level 1 mission where there was barely any drones that came. They just gave us like, I don't know, 600,000. I think the other guys gave us like 300,000 just from those like 5 wrecks there, but generally we just made just about $1 million. You can see the wallet's not going up very good, and then the items, they do go up from the loot, although salvage, pretty cool. If you're not salvaging level 1 missions, you're probably missing out on all this. I imagine level 2 missions are gonna be better, right? I think the cruiser usually just destroys level 2 missions. So once you get that, if we were actually to come back and salvage all the medium wrecks, maybe they'd be worth more. We never thought about that. So we're gonna have to try salvaging level 2 missions once we get there. I think that's just today. The first day you could do level 1 missions and do all of this in your frigates, and then I guess day 2, if you trained up to your ship, you just do the level 2 security missions, and we'll see what that salvage is like. But I think we're gonna try to find that one mission. We're gonna see all the drones that come out, and then we're gonna salvage all of them, and hopefully get another 2 million just from salvage. Oh yeah, that's right, and then we get to come back, and then we get to complete the mission for even more money. So that's why these missions are so good, because you get the rewards, you get the salvage, and you get the loyalty points and the extra money from them. And then they just give you a mission that's worth something. Destroy the infested laboratory. Perfect, it sounds like a drone mission. Drone missions are amazing. Investigate the distress call, eliminate all hostiles. So these ones look like they should be pretty quick to do. That's alright. So let's just do these ones. Let's try to see what the salvage. I think we'll just come back to the loot at the end of the video, right? We got our combat ship. We just have to go fly out, destroy everything, and then come loot everything in our salvage ship. Alright, so I'm not expecting to get much from this one. It was just the one where that one mercenary destroys the miner. And then it just says there's an industrial wreck over here, right? Mission faction industrial wreck. So we're gonna try to salvage this wreck, and then probably the pirate ship too. Probably see what he had, see if he had any loot. Oh, and then in all of the missions, there's also mining stuff, right? So If you're in a place where there isn't any asteroid belts, you could just start a mission, and then you could find all the asteroids here, right? If you go to mining, there's a rich plagio choice, rich plagio choice. There's a concentrated feldspar, whole bunch of things. So if you wanted to go mine, you could also go mine in security missions. You could always go mine in security missions. So let's just see what they get. So we could salvage the one wreck and then salvage the other wreck. Hope that they give us something. So we just got these salvaging ships. We don't have any drones or anything, but we could see we don't have anything. We just got what we looted from the enemy. I'm interested to see if this industrial gives us anything, because I know on one of the missions they tell you to go destroy like 2 industrial ships. So we're still trying to salvage from the industrial wreck. And then you had to destroy a whole bunch of fighters and destroyers, I believe, so that mission would maybe be really good to salvage. So the first mission we did, 46,000, so he didn't actually give too much, not as much as I thought. But if we go here, then we go warp to this destination, jump through the gate, and then warp there. There was a whole bunch of enemies over there. We didn't even loot them, we didn't even salvage them, but we're gonna see what they get. And then that was that one drone mission that we didn't find yet. And then I imagine there's a Worlds Collide. Worlds Collides, you could probably go through and salvage everything or something. There's just so many ships in that mission. Because Worlds Collide, it seems to be for level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. It's just a really good mission with so many enemies in it. So we're going to warp to the location and see what kind of salvage we get from this one. And then this mission, there was just 5 enemies at the gate, and then we salvaged them, and then we just got this one, 228,000. So that's actually alright for coming back here, just because we salvaged that one piece. And then through the warp gate, there was a whole bunch of enemies and a whole bunch of loot. So maybe it does take longer than just running the missions, but it is something to do, because then you get to come back here, and then you get to salvage everything, get everything out of the mission, because you could even come back here and mine out the missions, although I don't know why you'd want to. You would just walk onto the target or hit the control button and try to open and loot everything. See what was in here, see what the loot was. So we got nothing was in there. Got 4,000, nothing was in there really. 1.3k, so now we can just try to salvage everything. You can see the loot's only like 4k, but then the salvage is a lot more than that. 566k. We just got like 250k salvage or something. Ridiculous. Got those 2 pieces. Cool. So we just sit here and we salvage you, and then eventually we'll be able to come back in our better salvaging ship with 4 salvaging modules and 4 tractor beams. So it'll be super simple. I think we just did that on the other character too, right? I was like, what could we use the Camerot for? We could just use the Camerot as a salvaging ship. So that seems to be really good use for destroyers really early, especially considering it's just extra free money you're not picking up. And then there was like 2 wrecks over there with some loot, so they're basically salvaged. So once we get the tractor beam, we'll just be able to actually bring the loot to us. It'll be super sick. We won't even have to really do anything. We just put 4 tractor beams, we bring everything to us, and then we don't even have to really move too much. So we just salvage this, and then I had more loot. Cool. So now let's just open up these things. We'll just check these 2 here, and then maybe we'll see if we could find a better mission. But generally, right? You're just lost like 1 million, basically, compared to mining, right? Especially mining on a free-to-play. Mining, you'd just be making like 1.2 million per hour, but here we just salvage a few ships, and then we get that 1.2 million in that hour. Plus we get the loot and everything else, because the loot wasn't even worth too much, right? It was just purely salvage. So we're gonna get maybe 1 million or 1.5 million. So we have to make sure that we can salvage that thing. We can't go out of range. Alright, perfect. So we can see what was in here. Maybe this is where the best loot was. Because generally white, right? You could find something worth like 500k, or worth like 1 million, or maybe something even worth like more than that. We're not sure. So we're just checking all these low-level missions, so we can see what the loot was. It was nothing again. So it's all just a gamble. You're just trying to go fly to the wrecks to see if they did in fact give you anything. Most of the time, maybe they don't. Just wonder what's in the cargo container. Just go loot the cargo container. And then we'll probably make another cut. So essentially, we just made a whole bunch of things. 1 million. So 1 million's not even hard to get, because our actual wallet's not really too big, because the bounties and the rewards. So salvaging, definitely something to do. Oh, and then there's like 91,000 of stuff inside the container, so maybe it was worth flying to it. So we just made a little bit more. So we jumped through the Stargate. I think we looted everything from here. We're just stuck in the asteroid. We have to try to figure our way out of the asteroid. Oh, we found a hole in the opening, so there we go. We were able to get out of the asteroid. We looted everything. So it's just like he has a little home there or something. Cool. And then just from looting those, we got like 1.24 million. Just insane. Here, and then we're back again for a little clip, because I realized some of these missions, well, there's a fair play 1 through 5. There's only like 1, 2, 3 enemies on each of the missions, right? So we could lock the target. And we seen that we could fit 2 turrets, but there was room for a salvager, so we just put a salvager on the Tristan as well. We're like, we just went to view market details, then we went to see where there was, because we sorted by jumps. Well, we sorted by price first to see how much it was, around 60 to 70k. And then we sorted by jumps, and then we just jumped one jump away. For this one, it was 65,000, so we just found a salvager in space, and then we put it on the ship. So now we could just salvage the ship. Just because if there's a mission with like 1 or 3 ships, you don't want to fly back to your base and then fly back with your salvaging ship just to salvage one ship. But you also don't want to miss the salvage, because you might be getting 10k. I'm sure there could have been a better thing. It's just most of the money's in the ammo, so I only really got like 10k from that. So you just dock. We're just saying maybe the Tristan has an extra slot to put a salvager on, so maybe he could salvage something if there isn't a huge amount of wrecks. Although we did get the Worlds Collide mission. So when we go back to the base, I was just gonna see what the 5th mission was for the Fair Play tree, and then we're going to dock up. In the Worlds Collide mission, there's going to be so many ships. Only a frigate class and only destroyer class ships can go in there. Oh, actually, maybe this one would be really good too. Fair Play 5 of 5 if we accept that one, because we know we are just supposed to take out the small pirate frigates, but then we know that some ships come in and they destroy everything, right? So there's going to be a whole bunch of loot. I think that's the mission where we got a whole bunch of loot from in the 1 series. I believe we did. So if we just go fly to that mission, we just have to basically destroy 3 ships. Oh, and it's in the same system. Perfect. So we don't even have to do anything, and we should just get an absolute bank from salvaging from this mission, because it's going to be higher. It's going to be bigger wrecks than just small wrecks. So imagine once we get to level 3, the salvaging is just going to seem useless compared to it. Well, I don't know, compared to how fast you could do level 1 securities. So we can see there's going to be millions of ships, although we only have to destroy these ones that are close to us. And then these ships, they do get destroyed, right? The Caldari fleet or the police comes in and they destroy those ships because they're pirates. We just deal with these 3. And then once the police come in and destroy those ships, I believe there's even a Concorde ship that comes in and gets destroyed, so we could loot the Concorde ship. Concorde ship usually had a pretty good loot. So we were just in our section here by the asteroid, and then oh yeah, we can see the loot is appearing over there. This mission's amazing. So Fair Play 1 through 4, you don't really get anything, but the final mission, you guys should be engaging the targets. With the final mission, you can see you just get so much loot appears in the sky, and then we're actually going to come back and salvage those things. So you can see there's like battleships. Mission Concorde battleships. Although we're not sure if they count DD first class officer. frigate wreck mission generic. So we're gonna have to see, we're gonna come back. So we could even like look at them, right? Look at and see all these ships blowing up around them, probably. Pretty sure there was explosions, like 3 ships. Oh, they're gone. Oh, there's just a whole bunch of wrecks everywhere now. So now we could come back and loot the wrecks. There's no more enemies here. We could even loot the wrecks of the ships that we destroyed. Oh no, don't leave your drones. So you always have to return drones to drone bay. Maybe there is a shortcut to make it easier, but if you leave your drones out here, then you're gonna have to come pick them up again. So essentially, we're just gonna dock up at the station, and then maybe we'll just come back and record looting everything. Alright, so we just got back, so maybe it'd be fun to just record looting everything, so we're not sure what we're gonna get, right? We just double click it to loot it, and then once we loot it, then we could start salvaging it. So we don't want to salvage it with the loot inside. Although maybe it just creates a container. So what happened before when we salvaged it with loot inside? Because we're not sure. So generally these are just going to be generic small wrecks. They're not going to give us too much. So we just salvage some metal scraps from him, I guess. Then we could lock onto these targets. Looks like maybe they're closer to each other, so we could actually just get rid of them both at the same time. Yeah, we could loot you, see what you had, and then we go loot you, see what you had, and then we could start salvaging this one. See if we could salvage anything. So another 2,000. So we didn't really get anything from him. No, we didn't even get any salvage from him. It's alright. I believe the big salvage is over here from these big ships, right? Because normally, I don't think you'd be able to destroy them. Cruiser wreck, frigate wreck. Oh, battleship wreck. Oh, Concord battleship wreck. Yes, that's probably the one with all of the loot. Because imagine once you get up to level 3 and level 4 missions, you just find battleship wrecks everywhere to loot. So maybe this is just a taste, just like a little taste of what the battleship wrecks give you, I guess. Though there's only like one of them there. So we're just flying towards the wreck to try to loot it. So we're going over 1,000 miles per second. So we should figure out how to do that. We could put overdrives on the bottom, except we just didn't really have enough overdrives. So maybe we'll just loot all these wrecks, and then we'll come back, we'll see what we got, right? We looted nothing from him, although maybe the salvage was good. So we just activate these salvagers and see what we get. So we just activate all 4 of them because we know these salvagers could fail, so then we don't get anything. Alright, cool. So just so the clip isn't forever, I think we're going to loot everything except for the battleship, and then maybe we'll come back to see how much we got. We have 17,000. Alright, perfect. So we just looted 300,000 from the previous wreck, and then 300,000 from the battleship. And then we got a bunch of salvage from some of these ships. So what is the battleship gonna give us? We just looted over 1 million again, right? We could have just did the mission, we could have just went back and completed it, but we actually came back and looted things, and we got some more. Although the battleship didn't give us anything, it gave us bad salvage. Though it definitely is 1 million for just coming out here and just salvaging it. Comparing that the mission wasn't giving us anything, and the bounty was only giving us like 9,000 for the bounty, and he was only giving us 80,000 plus like 40,000. So basically salvaging and looting is where it's at for level 1 missions on the day 1 or anything if you don't have any skills to do anything with.
Docking permission requested.
Then maybe we'll do the Worlds Collide one, or we're gonna see what the mission is. We're gonna see what mission comes up after this one. Although we already do have Worlds Collide set up, so we could do that one. That one just has tons and tons of enemies and probably tons of loot. So we could complete the mission, and then we request the mission. So objectives: rogue drone harassment, destroy the rogue drones, and then report back. Don't follow. Okay, cool. Don't forget to use the acceleration gates. Good, so there's a whole bunch of drones here and acceleration gates, so we're not sure. Let's end this clip. Maybe we'll do a part 1 or part 2, or we'll see how long it is. But generally, we're just going to be salvaging level 1 missions, and these two are probably some of the better missions to salvage in. Alright, so we were just going to check out these missions here. We were just salvaging level 1 missions and going to get all the loot, right? So we're current ship, we have the salvaging ship. This was all the loot we got from the last mission, so we could throw that in the item hangar. Then we go back to our combat ship. Then we go here. Apparently there's a whole bunch of drones over here. And then we're going to be doing the Worlds Collide mission, because this one just has tons and tons of enemies. It has a huge reward. You can it gives you 6 hours to complete the mission. Only frigate and destroyer class ships may go in here, so you can't even bring a cruiser in this one. But this one's going to have tons and tons of drones to salvage, hopefully. Because we know that drones, they don't drop any items, so they may seem useless, right? You destroy drones, they don't drop you anything. Although drones give you a better salvage. That's why they don't drop you anything. Drones don't drop you anything because they give you all the salvage. So we're gonna see. This wasn't even the good drone mission I was talking about. Because the good drone mission was basically you just go towards and investigate a silo or something. Then you just get ambushed by like 50 or 60 drones, and then you just go destroy them all, and then you go salvage them, and then you just have like over 2 million worth of salvage just because you went back to the mission. But you had to salvage all like 60 of those drones, I guess. But it gave you something to do for 5 minutes. Well, yeah, that's pretty good if you're just going to salvage, and then just in like 10 minutes you make like 2 million on a day 1 character. That's actually pretty amazing. It's actually pretty amazing. So you could make like 8 million an hour or something. We don't know what we have. We know we have tons of stuff in the bank. Because we had other stations we were running missions at too, so there's even more stuff in there. We don't even know what our the personal wealth wouldn't be updated regularly. It's up to only every 24 hours, but it should be pretty high when it updates it. Apparently we're like 31 million. So there doesn't seem to be any drones at the gate. I thought there was going to be drones at the gate. It said to activate the gates to go deeper, so hopefully there is. Use the acceleration gates to lead further. Oh, there is more, and then there's tons of drones, tons and tons of drones. This is going to be amazing. So we're just going to destroy all the drones, and then just fly back in our salvaging ship, and then eventually our better salvaging ship will be good in 3 hours. Although we can see you don't exactly need the good salvaging ship. There's definitely a lot to do with the 4 slot ship that can fit 4 salvagers before you get the one that could fit 4 salvagers and 4 tractor beams. That's for sure. Oh, that's right. And then all these guys give like 3,000 bounty each, or some of them give like 5,000 bounty. So you're going to be getting the bounty as well. So really, you're getting the bounty rewards, you're getting the mission rewards for completing them, and then you're getting the loot rewards, and then you're getting the salvage rewards. And your drones just go out and destroy everything, basically. Yeah, the drones are pretty cool. They just fly around, they destroy all of those things, and you don't even have to deal with them, really. Well, and they do help you destroy guys that you're currently attacking, too, if you send them to attack them. So we can see there's already tons of drones, so maybe we'll finish this gate, and then we'll go through the acceleration gate. We'll see how many drones are there, and then we'll actually come back and try to salvage everything. Alright, so we just got back here. So the good thing about drones is if your ship doesn't move, if you're like a close range ship, all of the drones are just going to surround you, basically. So when you come back here with your salvaging ship, you could just loot everything right away. You don't even need a tractor beam yet for this mission, it looks like it. And then just lock onto targets and then try to salvage them. So already, we probably already made 50,000 just for looting these guys. So the drones, 286,000, right? So the drones, they don't drop any items, but they do drop better than average salvage by the looks of it. And then the activity tracker for salvaging, so good. And then we could just maybe fly towards this guy, lock onto him, to try to start salvaging him. we slow down our ship when we get close to them, because we don't want to go out of range of the other salvaging ships. So basically, we just salvage this lot of ships over here, and then there's another group of ships over here to go salvage. So maybe we just make like 500k if we could salvage anything from him. Oh, no, just 350k. Okay, well let's go check this. So basically, you could go turn in the mission, right? The mission rewards, they give you this much, but essentially we already made that much just like coming back here and salvaging in the first gate. There wasn't too many enemies in the second gate actually, so maybe we'll just salvage these and then we'll see how much we got and then go through the gate. Alright, so we're just about to salvage the last ones. We got 416k, so looks like we didn't actually get anything else. That's alright, we came back here, we did salvage these ships, and this is just the low salvaging skill with the Salvager 1. If we get our salvaging up, oh there we go, 644k, now we can go through the gate. Actually wasn't too many enemies through the gate, we were surprised. There actually wasn't too many drones in this level. That other level has so many drones, but I think we're just gonna do this level, and then just that Worlds Collide level. So that one's gonna take a while. There's gonna be so many ships in that place. There's gonna be so much good loot probably, because they're all faction ships. They're all pirate faction ships. So they're gonna have loot and salvage. So you can see there wasn't really too many here, right? They are pretty much all together. So we should just be able to burn to them and then salvage all of them. So that's alright. Yeah, we just came back to this mission, and then once again we get another million. We should be able to. We just have to salvage a few more ships. Well, as long as one of these ships give us something, we should be able to get it. We just have to see if they're close together. This salvage is farther away from the other salvage, so we're gonna have to salvage them separately. But essentially, we should get over 1 million. So we just got 940k, that's still pretty good for doing nothing, just for starting the game. So when we finally move up to level 2 missions, we're gonna see if it's gonna be much better. Maybe it would be better. Maybe there's larger groups of ships or something in level 2 missions. Level 1 definitely is a great start though. So you go dock up at the station, complete the quest, and get the rewards, and then we'll just do that Worlds Collide mission. We'll see how much loot is actually in that mission. So that's the one that I'm actually assuming there's going to be a whole ton of loot in it. Alright, so now we're going to try the Worlds Collide mission. So this is supposed to be one of the best missions, and it's in the system. You can only use frigate and destroyer class ships in this mission, so that's perfectly fine. We just have a frigate that we could use. We'll maybe have a destroyer in 2.5 hours now. So basically this is just taking a lot of time. We're gonna have to see how much loot we have all together, but we don't even have to leave the system. Yeah, another 2.5 hours, and then the destroyer will be ours. Well, we have to train the destroyer itself, that's right. We're only training frigate level 3, which unlocks the destroyer, which we have to learn in 33 minutes, that's true. So we still have 3 hours, but that is later today, right? Because we know today we will be able to fly that thing. But for now, the frigates do seem amazing. Look how many enemies there are. There's just so many enemies in the first gate. And you could warp here to more enemies, and you could warp here to more enemies, and then you just keep warping to more places for more enemies. And even these guys, I imagine you try to destroy. Though I think we come back to the beginning of the mission after we complete it, right? So these guys are targeting us. Because you have to remember which way you take, right? If you took the left or the right way, the Serpentis way, the Blood Raiders way, there's multiple ways to go in this mission. So there's enemies to destroy at the front gates that are way out there. Some of them start charging you, some of them don't. And then through the gate there's going to be even more enemies. So considering these guys are all the way over here, maybe we could just burn out to them. Though we would prefer to fight them at the gate so we don't have to fly out there to loot them. Maybe it doesn't matter too much. So then, yeah, we'll just, we'll clear all the enemies at the gate here first. Because these guys are going to come towards us, so you'd want to launch the drones And then we're gonna come back and see what else there is. Because the mission rewards itself, it doesn't seem to give too much, right? You could burn through, complete the mission, get like 800,000, 800k just from the mission rewards. But on top of that, you also get all of this stuff here. So we just burn towards them, destroy them, and then we'll come back in a bit. Oh, tracking computer. So we can't really track things as far. That's gonna hurt our accuracy, but good thing we have drones, I guess. So they're all disrupting us, just like that one mission in the beginning there is. What is this? Blood Raider Dead Space Tactical Unit. So there we go, now those guys were defeated. So just using the armor repair is amazing. They go through your shields, but it doesn't matter because your armor is doing pretty good. And we got the armor plating on as well, so we can just activate the gate. And we go through, and there's going to be more enemies. And then at the end of the mission, there's another gate that brings us back to the start of the mission, and then we can go through the other gate. So we just do we do like the right wing and then the left wing. So these guys are going to be ridiculously hard. I think we had to warp out before or something when we were doing these all the time. So we're going to have to be careful here, but we do have to get in range and put our drones out, put our afterburners on, put our shields on, burn towards him, put the Weber on, start shooting him. We do need to be within 2,000 kilometers. You can see these guys are being pretty ridiculous. I mean, compared to how much damage they're doing to our shield, just burn through our shield pretty quickly. I believe we can only target like 4 units at a time or something. So hopefully we don't have to warp out. That would be terrible, because then we'd have to come back in again. But I guess this is one of the harder missions, right? This is supposed to be one of the harder missions. Oh yeah, we're already at like half armor, so that's not good. So we just recall our drones because we're gonna have to dock them. So we do as much damage as we can, and then hope to dock up at the station, and then come back and hope to do some more damage to them. So I think that's what this mission is like in the frigate. So it's gonna be a lot nicer in the destroyer. So we try to go back to the station to save ourselves. Then we don't need the Weber. We don't need the afterburner. And then we could just use our armor repair to repair the armor. So we only destroyed one ship there. So this mission is going to be really hard to do, but it'll definitely help pass the time while our ship is training. And we can repair our ship. So we don't have to actually have to pay the station to repair our ship. We have an armor repair. We could repair it ourselves. So our armor is ruined, but we could fix it. So we'll probably just go back to the mission, destroy some more enemies, and then eventually be able to loot it and salvage everything. So we can just undock here. Our ship's pretty damaged. It's cool how it shows all the damage on your ship. And then actually when you repair your ship, it actually removes the damage. Well, I mean, graphically it does. So we could just go back, warp to the location. It's actually in the same system as the station that gave us the mission, so that's amazing. So when we're done the mission, we could just go dock up and then retrieve our salvaging ship. So we're probably going to be here for a while doing this mission. It probably is going to take a while. It's probably going to be pretty difficult to do in a frigate anyways. So these guys are still there, and then we go to warp through the gate again. And then eventually defeat all the enemies here. So you can see our armor is getting full, right? Our armor was ruined, but now it's basically fixed. So we can disable the armor repair and then the capacity. So armor repair actually lasts for a while. We could repair our ship for quite a long time. So we'll be back in a bit. We're just gonna go back, fight some ships, maybe destroy 1 or 2 ships, then warp back home and then come back and destroy them, and maybe even be here for an hour or 2, who knows. It shouldn't take more than an hour to do this mission. Yeah, actually it's not too bad. We didn't have to fly out, we just had to fly out once or twice, I think. Yeah, we just had to fly out 2 or 3 times, that's it. And then we could just basically come in here, we flew to all of these guys over here and see that they were here, so we charged them. We had the shields and then we got the armor repair going, so maybe we could destroy these guys before they could destroy us. We're essentially we're almost done. We've only been here for 20 minutes, so it actually doesn't take as long as I thought it was. It just seems like it takes a while. Because there's so many ships that we're destroying all the time, right? So you see all these salvages we can come back and get these. Just two more hits. So you can just repair with the armor repair, and then we should be all good. Destroy these two enemies, go heal up again, and then come back, and then eventually see what's all here. That's supposed to be the whole point. This is supposed to be attacking you. Here's one that's in a close range. Though if we run out of capacitator, then we're not going to be able to heal our armor anymore. So we don't have any shield. So there's a whole bunch of loot on this side, a whole bunch of loot on this side, a whole bunch of loot through the gate, a whole bunch of loot through the other gate, and then a whole bunch of loot through this gate that we haven't even been through yet. I just wonder why these guys are taking so long. Oh, these guys are just 9,000 bounty, so they do have a bit more bounty, I guess. Just as long as they don't get to the structure, we should be alright. So amazing. So it was a pretty tough fight. We were using all of our capacitator, but our armor, it did basically hold up against the enemies. We just took out all of them, literally. Now we really do have to return the drones to the drone bay, and we really do have to go heal up our capacitator, probably, and then our shields, and then come back and finish the last thing. So drones are in the bay. Go dock over here to heal up. Alright, so that's not too bad. The mission actually took us like 35 minutes to clear all of the enemies, and then we got bounty, right? We're gonna get some more bounty when the next tick comes, whenever that is. Essentially in a little bit we're gonna get some more bounty. We're gonna say 1, 2, 3, we'll say we got around like 500,000 bounty, and then the reward's gonna give us like 600 to 700,000. So I guess we could say we got like 1 million just for killing everything and turning the mission in. Although if we were to go and loot everything and salvage everything, I don't think that would take as long, and I think we'd probably get a lot more out of it too. So we're just gonna loot these, because there were these enemies here, and then there was a bigger, huge group of enemies on the other side. So we're gonna have to fly here, loot them, salvage them, so we don't have anything. So our inventory is empty. So now the cool part where we go salvage and see how long does this take. We'll say we started at like, I don't know, 2308, something like that. So well, if we did put overdrives, we would have less inventory space. So maybe it doesn't matter that we don't have overdrives. But essentially, we're just going to warp to all of the wrecks, and then we're going to try to salvage all of the wrecks. And we're gonna see what kind of loot we get. We still have to loot the items, right? We didn't loot the items. All we were doing was killing enemies. I think that's how you just burn through enemies. But essentially, we just came back. We got that one enemy, and he gave us like 70,000. So that's actually pretty good. There's a good chance that they won't give you anything though, right? Or there's a good chance that they'll only give you metal scraps. So you don't always get something from salvaging, I guess. It's not you don't always get the same thing. It's just like another chance to loot the enemy twice, I guess. Essentially, that's what it is. So we loot the enemy. We've seen he didn't have any loot, so we try to see if he has any further loot in him by salvaging his ship. So we just salvage you, and then all these ships, they're pretty far apart. Actually, in the other rooms, the ships were a lot closer. I think over here they were all beside each other. Yeah, they were all within range, so once we get to the second group of ships, we should be able to actually loot everything all together, essentially. It's all within like 6 kilometers of each other, so we could just go to the middle of the group, and then we could just sit there, essentially. And then eventually our destroyer in 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we just looted this guy. We're probably just going to go loot this guy, see what the item is, and then we're gonna salvage it, and then we're gonna go over to this big group of enemies, and then there's gonna be huge groups of enemies to loot things from and salvage things from inside the actual gate. So we can just like double click the thing, right? That counts as opening the cargo. So 577. So he didn't have any loot, but maybe he had some good salvage, right? Because if you just loot these ships, that's all you're gonna get. But if you have your crazy salvaging ship, we could just come back and salvage in 136,000. There we go. That's where all the loot was. He didn't have it in the item. He had it in his salvaging. Cool. So now we're already at 136k. No, we haven't even been here for too long, right? Maybe we have been here for like 3 minutes. So I guess it does take a while, but basically like 100k a minute. But then we also have to burn towards these guys. So we'd have to work on finding a faster ship with more salvaging modules with tractor beams like the destroyer. Alright, so we're just pulling up on the wreck so we could stop these ships. We're just within range of pretty much everything. There's a couple things out of range, but we could start locking the targets, and then we could start looting the targets. So just double click it to loot. 139, he didn't have anything, so I think a lot of them are gonna have nothing. I think that's why people don't loot them, right? Because maybe they just loot one ship, and then like, he gave us 41,000 basically. So we could say these 3 ships, we could salvage them to try to get some more loot, and then we could target another ship. I think we can only target 4 ships at once. Yeah, we can only target 4 ships, so we have to get more targeting skills on this ship, or a ship that can target more ships. One of those two. So we just salvaged about another 194k. So that's cool. If all these ships are together, it just makes it so much easier. 1.5k. So they didn't have any loot, but maybe they did have salvage. That's why you always come back. I'm gonna go salvage you. And our ship just sits here and salvages all these ships. There's just like 3 ships over here, just outside of range of these ships. But, 247k. Cool. It's cool to see your money going up just because you came back here. Though it's not cool when you salvage the ship and then you're like, no, they didn't give you anything, so then your money didn't go up. Oh, there's some more salvage. Cool, 310,000. So it's just 3 more ships over here. One of them had an item inside. So we probably start salvaging this early. So we go salvage you, and then this thing. We have to open this first. So if these were drones, you could see they would give more salvage, but these they give items as well, although not very good items. Let's have one more ship to salvage, and then we'll go through one of the gates and see what they give us. So we have around like 317k. Maybe we'll salvage something. Oh, 556k. That just came out of nowhere. Cool. So that was like another 200,000 that we salvaged. It was that contaminated Lorenz fluid that gave us all of the money. So now we're basically up to past 500k. So we just go loot you, and then we'll go through the gate. We'll come back here. Yeah, see, it's always that afterburner for some reason. It's worth 680,000, so then you loot it, and then you're like, wow, cool, we just made another 700,000 just from that item. Basically, what the mission reward was. And then you come here and loot everything, and then you have like 1.5 million, and you still have to salvage one ship, and then you still have to go through the gates and salvage and collect loot from all the other ships. I think through the acceleration gate was pretty quick. Maybe the guys were all around us, or maybe we had to fly around everywhere, but essentially making pretty good money for just flying around, just doing nothing while everything's training. So there we go, we're basically done. I think we looted everything. We got 2.6 million or 2.7 million, somewhere around there. So it took like 25 minutes to come and loot everything. And this is in a ship without a tractor beam, so we had to fly to all of the individual ships. It's gonna speed up a lot more, but essentially the mission took 35 minutes in the frigate, and then the looting took 25 minutes. So it took like 1 hour then. So I guess we made like 4 million in 1 hour. So that's alright, I guess. And then we just go turn in the missions. Dock. Then all the drone missions, right? You go loot everything, you salvage everything. If everything basically gives you like pretty much like 1 million in salvage, then I guess you go do the mission and then try to salvage stuff if there's a whole bunch of enemies, especially the rogue missions, or especially the drone missions, yes. So there we go. That's just this video has just been level 1 security missions. Is it worth it to go loot them and salvage them? Probably. You'll probably make a lot more ISK, and then it'll break up the boringness of just going out, destroying ships, docking, and then destroying ships, and then docking, and then destroying ships. Because you'll actually be out there salvaging ships. We could stack everything. We could say, if we just complete the mission, we could have maybe completed more missions, but we actually got a bit more stuff in the process. So even in this hangar, we got like 11 million worth of things, and then in the other item hangar where we were doing the other missions, we don't know where those were. Yeah, we had like we had that thing worth 1 million. Maybe it was over here in this place. We're just trying to sort by estimated price. Yeah, maybe there's a whole bunch of things here. We picked up a whole bunch of tags. So loot. This is when we weren't salvaging. I imagine if we would have salvaged from the enemies, we would have had a lot more loot in that station. But here, well, that station's just where all of our ships are. The station that we're at, we just have a whole bunch of stuff that we salvaged. All the most valuable stuff is pretty much just the stuff that we salvage. So yes, salvaging level 1 missions, even good on day 1, you could definitely make millions, and then do combat, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and then we complete the mission, right? We complete the mission, and then we get more rewards. So 4 hours and 46 minutes. So like an hour and 15 minutes, I guess. Cool. So now we could request another mission and maybe do another one, and then when our destroyer is finally done training, we could maybe move on to level 2 missions. Or these missions will be sped up a whole bunch anyways. Investigate the asteroid belt. And you could go mine out all the missions too if you were in a big mining ship, you wanted to do something, but so many things to do in level 1 security missions.